Brian Ortega can submit anyone, and he can put him in danger from all kinds of positions.
Oh, and there's the tap!
Absolutely top-notch. I mean, you've seen all his fights.
World of trouble. That's it. That's it.
He's a real silent assassin. Definitely somebody to watch out for and keep your eye on.
That's some high-level jiu-jitsu, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a guy that can be in a fight, get beat up, and still somehow pull out the win.
He knows he's going to find a way.
大家好，老师从业中医男科30余年，帮助了数千名海内外华人朋友通过中药调理重回男性雄风。如果你也存在房事时间短、勃起无力、硬度差、中途疲软、肾虚、前列腺炎等问题，现在就加中医老师微信574-993-200，纯中药，一人一方，治根治本，帮助你持续坚挺20至40分钟。补肾壮阳，延时助勃，彻底告别快男软男。记住微信574-993-200。
I think this will be a very exciting bout.
Sure enough, man, this little guy with shoots and they scramble, and next you know, like the big guy's like on his knees tapping out.
There's the tap. There's the tap.
And my dad told me that's what you need to learn because you're a little guy.
Royce kind of started the whole thing, brought that family into the forefront, and showed the world what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is all about. And now you've got this young kid in Ortega who's taken that same Jiu-Jitsu mindset and is now adding boxing. He's adding wrestling. He's adding ground and pound. I really think he is the future of this sport.
Brian Ortega walked into the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy at 13 years old in Torrance, California, from his house in the housing projects in San Pedro, and was this quiet, blue-eyed kid that would never say a word, but he would just learn and he would observe. It got to a point very quickly when an adult would come into the academy, they would say, hey, you know, you think you know jiu-jitsu? See the blue-eyed 13-year-old in the corner? Go roll with him and see how it goes.
His resiliency and his ability to adapt to discomfort, it's an attribute that only the best have, and I knew it from when he was 13, 14 years old.
Brian is exceptional. He's tough. I knew there was something special about Brian. There again. Brian will get the best of you. In running or sparring, boxing, jiu-jitsu. You think you got this kid? No, you don't.
Let's go. Move, move, move. Yeah.
He's gonna continue on till he beats you.
That's what champions do, bro. That's what champions do.
There you go. It's no surprise he is where he is. He's always up for a challenge. He's got an undominable spirit that he just gets the job done.
When you think about the UFC's featherweight division, there are just so many young, active competitors in this weight class.
The new generation of mixed martial arts, aside from scaring me,
that kid is a beast,
and how well-rounded and skillful they are, they bring an excitement to the next level. You don't know where it's going to come from.
There was at one point where that division was just held into one fist. That was Jose Aldo for years. Now, see the turnaround where you've got guys like Max Holloway, an incredible fighter.
looking to finish Jose Aldo tonight.
It's long been one of the UFC's best division, and I think it's right back exactly where it was a couple years ago.
Max Holloway being the champion, Brian Ortega, Jeremy Stevens, you know, myself. I don't think we're going to run out of contenders in this division.
You know, Brian Ortega is a dangerous competitor at featherweight. He's got 6 fights, 6 finishes. It seems like everyone falls into his game. His grappling skills are impressive.
Oh, he tapped, Beautiful jiu-jitsu.
I'm a bad matchup for the featherweight division just because I find ways to finish. I'm very good at breaking down my opponents. You know, it doesn't matter what type of style you are. I'm going to figure you out and take you out.
Brian T. City Ortega!
My first fight, I was nervous. It was the first time that my hard work, in my eyes, or my opinion, was coming finally to the real show, you know, and this is where I had to make my stamp. And all I could think of was, like, whatever you do, don't fail.
Delatorre's in a world of trouble. That's it. Wow.
My second UFC fight was against Thiago Tavares. I wanted to go out there and I wanted to make a statement.
So we're seeing this jiu-jitsu guy come out in the third round and finish a guy who's also an established jiu-jitsu practitioner and put him away with strikes.
He's hurt! Brian Ortega trying to finish this fight!
And of course, in that third and final round, Brian Ortega proved to be too much yet again.
T-City still undefeated!
Just that test with someone that tough really just gave me confidence that I'm going to go till I break. You know, like, you really have to put me out to stop me.
The hype is real.
After my fight with Thiago Tavares, they matched me up with Diego Brandão. I knew that he had a very powerful overhand right. I knew he was a very emotional guy, but I also knew that he broke mentally.
There are levels to this jiu-jitsu game, and even though somebody can be a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, he couldn't fight off this triangle choke from T-City, one of the best guys to ever do it.
They call me T-City for a reason, baby. Triangle City.
To face a tough guy like that and finish him was another statement.
Brian Ortega, ladies and gentlemen.
For my 4th UFC fight, I was matched up against Clay Guida. Growing up, that was one of the guys I actually looked up to. I was still kind of fanboying out. I was like, oh, like Clay Guida's punching me right now.
Oh, you got clipped.
And then it had to come to the point, like, dude, get your head in the game. This guy does not care about you. He's trying to knock you out.
Huge knee by Ortega.
Couldn't have come at a better time because there was like 20 seconds left.
Wow!
They've thrown him to the wolves. He was the first guy to beat Renato Moicano, a Brazilian who many people believe is destined to be a top 5 fighter, if not a future champion in the UFC.
When his opponents think he's down and out, and he's in that 2nd, 3rd round, and he just keeps coming, the same pace every time, and when you think there's nothing left, you get choked with the guillotine.
He just finished that fight in about 5 seconds. I mean, his jiu-jitsu is sensational.
We've just been grinding nonstop. I mean, more than 10,000 shots have I tried this guillotine, so by the time he shot in, I didn't have to think about it. I grabbed the neck, and I knew how to finish it without any hesitation. My next fight was a UFC main event against Cub Swanson.
It cannot be understated what is at stake between these two fighters tonight.
What I've known about Cub Swanson is that he's a very dangerous man. You either get past him or you don't.
You know, I feel Cub maybe getting the better on the feet a little bit, but you made that one mistake against Ortega and it's going to cost you.
Brian Ortega gave Swanson a piece of medicine that he doesn't like, which is submissions. He was able to get him down in the 1st round, almost land the choke that was super tight. It had Cub Swanson bug-eyed and just panicking.
I honestly know I needed 3 to 4 more seconds and that's it. It would have been over.
And there is the horn.
And 2nd round came in there, he changed his plan a little bit from wild punches to straight punches, caught me with a couple. Right when we clinched up, I went for that single. He defended it, hit him in the stomach with the knee, and I seen that neck. Don't leave your neck out. I'm gonna grab it, and I did.
T-City going to work.
He got a hold of Cub Swanson's neck and was able to mid-air while hanging on a guillotine, take his arm, readjust, make it tighter, and pull off that submission.
Swanson trying to survive. Oh, and there's the tap.
I've never seen anybody be able to adjust their grip in midair on a guillotine. That was pretty crazy.
My neck just flared up and I panicked. I felt like I was gonna die.
He really struck fear in Cub Swanson in a way that only the elite of the elite can do.
How high is his ceiling? We still do not know.
Guys know Brian Ortega is going to try and submit you, but they can't stop him. That shows your level of your craft. You're doing things to guys that they expect. That is insane.
The moment he was taken down, he immediately secured that guillotine.
His submission skill is amazing. He does things that it's hard to believe.
You can see it. He goes through the adversity, but he's still able to come out with not just the win, but the finish.
That is a real black belt level squeeze.
You're talking about one of the best finishing streaks in UFC history. No man or woman in UFC history ever had 4 consecutive 3rd round finishes.
No matter what position you put him in or what situation, he always comes out like he's been there before and he knows exactly what to do.
He's gonna go to a triangle. Beautiful, he tapped.
People look at him as a jiu-jitsu guy, but he's out there finishing people on his feet. So yeah, it's another facet of his game that people have to worry about now.
Make no mistake about it, this guy is ready to take his shots at this division's elite. I see no reason why Brian Ortega can't be a UFC champion.
I kind of feel the same way I felt with Anderson Silva. There's a little bit of a sense of invincibility.
Definitely believe he has the makings to be the world champion. If he continues on his path, the sky's the limit.
He's turned a hobby into a passion, into a career, and perhaps one day a UFC featherweight title.
It doesn't matter who you are. I fear no man. I'm here to do what I do, and that's get the belt. Don't be surprised.